All right, welcome in everybody. Let's talk about September. So September 2024, I'm going to go through a few things that are going to be going on, and I want to just draw your attention to them and talk about what that might look like. I will do an extended for this. I will get messages for each zodiac sign, but right now I'm going to tell you what's going on. We're going to get a collective message, and then we'll proceed from there. So the first of the month, at the end of August, we do have Mercury going back direct, which thank goodness, I think it's on the 26th. It's right around the time I'm making this video. It's on the 26th and it's going direct in Leo. It'll make its way into Virgo soon enough, but going direct in Leo, that's some beautiful energy. Mercury communicating from a place of fun and joy and lightheartedness. I like it. There's a real feeling of hope, a real feeling of joy. So woohoo, awesome. When we get into September, the 1st of September is going to be a major day. We have Uranus going retrograde in the sign of Taurus. And what that means is Taurus is the energy of what we value and what we want in our lives, what nurtures us, what feels good to us, what we want to spend our time and attention and money on. It is about money in many ways. Taurus is about money. So there can be some surprises. Uranus is the energy of surprise, and it's the energy of change and transformation in the service of a future goal. So there may be some kind of changes around what makes you feel comfortable or what you value or your money. Just know it's in service of some kind of future goal. So you are likely manifesting consciously or unconsciously about something that you either want to build, you want to expand into, you want to do, like maybe you want to write a book, or maybe you want to expand your business, or maybe you want to buy a new home. Okay. Taurus has a lot to do with home. And when you are, because it is ruling, it's ruled by, Taurus is ruled by Venus. Okay, so Venus is about what we love and what we value. Uranus, the energy of change in service of the future goals, is going retrograde in the sign of Taurus. So when that happens, you might feel a little bit like, I'm spending all my time and attention and money on this thing that I don't really value. And so I'm negatively manifesting things toward me. I'm manifesting what I don't want as opposed to what I do want. And sometimes, Taurus is very traditional. So some of you could be putting a lot of your time and attention towards something because this is what you think you're supposed to do. And those values can be handed down in your family. And you can be like, hold on one second. Why am I spending all my time and treasure on this thing, on building this big, gigantic house? I don't really want that. I'd rather travel, or I want to make my home in a different way. I want a tiny home. I want to live by the sea. I want to not have this big, giant house. And so some of you could be in the middle of some kind of big project, like you're climbing up the mountain or climbing the corporate ladder, or you're doing something. And there's this, why am I doing this? So that can happen. Uranus is going to be in retrograde. Let's see. Uranus is going retrograde the 1st of September, 27 degrees Taurus. If you have any planets at 27 degrees in any of the fixed signs, so Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, if you have anything in 27 degrees, that is really going to be activated because those are all angular to each other. They're all squaring each other. So you could have that aha moment of like, wow, I'm putting so much time and attention or energy around something I don't want. Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks is Abraham is very prolific about this, that if you are spending a lot of time telling old stories about a thing or a person, or like you're holding on to a story of why you're doing something, it's time to kind of like turn that around 360 degrees and go, I'm sorry, is that my goal, or is that something that, especially if it's something you don't want anymore? If you're telling the stories about somebody that you don't want in your life anymore, like an ex, I had a friend for many years who spent so much time talking about her ex years after it was over. Nope. Okay, so that's one thing. We have Neptune, we have Uranus going retrograde on the 1st of September, 27 degrees Taurus. Neptune. Neptune is still retrograding in Pisces at 29 degrees, so it's not that far away in terms of degrees. On the 1st of September, Pluto hits Capricorn again. 29 degrees. It went retrograde. Let's see, Pluto went retrograde the 2nd of May in Aquarius. So slow. It's so slow. It's September 1st. It's just hitting Capricorn again. It's going to hit Capricorn. Capricorn is the energy of systems that we respect. It's like these, banking systems, corporate systems, governmental systems, big things, big, okay? Because Pluto is generational too, as is Uranus, so we could all feel this generationally. But Pluto going back into Capricorn is kind of like tying up loose ends. So Pluto had been in Capricorn since 2008. It's dabbled a bit going into Aquarius, and now it's back in Capricorn. So there's a closing up. Anything that is of the old world, the world that's passing away, you can feel it right now. The world that is passing away, things are going to get tied up. Like the ends are going to manifest themselves. The closure of something, the end of something. And it's going to be in Capricorn. It will go direct on the 11th of October. It's not going to get back into Aquarius until early January. Is that right? No. It's going to get back into Aquarius later in November, like the 19th of November. That's right, 19th of November. And that's going to feel like a big sigh of relief, we did it. We closed down the old world. We tied up those loose ends. When Capricorn first went into, or when Pluto first went into Capricorn, banks fell off a cliff. Those banking systems that were unsustainable, they were making unsustainable kinds of loans. That finally came to a head, and it was a tower moment. We had we had that time period when it was a recession. We had COVID. We had a lot of things going on. And so during that time, so now we're kind of closing up that old world of heavy lessons. Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. Heavy lessons. Okay. Very heavy lessons. At the same time, Saturn is in Pisces. It is also in retrograde. And so Pisces is about our spiritual connection to the divine. So a lot of what's going on right now is about what do we want to create? What's the next step? What are we now engaged with? There's going to be a lot of spiritual awakenings in September, especially a lot of people who have kind of been dabbling back and forth, right, between Aquarius and Capricorn, dabbling back and forth, leaning into spirituality and then pulling back out. A lot of divine masculine awakenings, because Capricorn is a very ruled by Saturn, is manifestly 10th house, very masculine energy. It's about the way, tradition, okay? And we're now like moving into Aquarian energy, which is about creating something brand new. And so there can be this sense of masculine and feminine finally getting on the same page, that this is the thing we want to create. We want to create it together. Let's stop being polarized. Let's stop having this kind of experience. And I'm going to point to, I'm not going to, that's about as far as I want to go with some of the big planets that are changing signs. But one of the things I really want to draw your attention to is the eclipse. Okay. And that is happening on, let's see here, the 17th of September, 25 degrees in Pisces. This is a partial lunar eclipse. And when we have eclipses are activating energy. So do you have anything at 25 degrees Pisces? Neptune is right around there right now. So Neptune is being drawn in. Neptune rules Pisces. It's also in Pisces right now, and it's in retrograde. So there's something here about looking inward for our spiritual growth and us being activated to do things that we care about. Like, it's almost like put your money where your mouth is time. So if you're on the spiritual path, which you definitely are, if you're on my channel, then you may be called. You may have a calling. You may feel a stronger calling. You may be called to put your money where your mouth is. Okay. You may be called to step into it. You may be called to make it your life. So I feel like this is especially for people who have kind of are living two lives, where their regular daily existence is one thing, but then there's this secret part of their life, which is their spiritual development. They're learning things about themselves. They're expanding, they're connecting to guides, they're opening up their spiritual channels and all of that kind of stuff. It's time for those things to come together. So when we have eclipses, this is a direct experience of the nodes of the moon, since eclipses are moon nodes, north node and south node. North node is our calling. South node is where we've been, what we've already mastered. These are starting to change signs. Eclipses clue us in to, hey, it's time for the nodes to change signs. So the nodes right now, north node is in Aries, south node is in Libra. And by the time we get to January, this is going to take a little bit of time here. It's going to take 4 or 5 months to get there, where the nodes actually change signs. They're always in retrograde. So they'll be hitting the very last degree of Pisces, the very last degree of Virgo. North node in Pisces, south node in Virgo. If you want to know how that is going to affect you, I invite you to look back, I think it's 18 or 20 years, and look and see what was going on. That was the last time Pisces was in, the north node was in Pisces and the south node was in Virgo. The energy of Pisces and Virgo is the axis of service. So a lot of us who have had these kinds of experiences of our spiritual awakening, sort of like being over here, like not our life. It's not what we live every day. Some of you have stepped into it over the past year and a half, have responded to your calling. Some of you are still in this living in two worlds kind of situation. And I feel like when the Pisces, that's a lunar eclipse, so it's a full moon, we're going to have a new moon eclipse, the annular solar eclipse in Libra on the 2nd of October. And that new moon in Libra is the other, right? It's the other polar opposite of Aries. It's eclipsing. And so we're balancing relationships. We're balancing our spiritual growth. We're starting to make these things real in our lives, because we're talking about moving into the age of Aquarius. When Pluto moves back into Aquarius, this is transformational energy. Uranus going retrograde in Taurus, it's kind of like, why are you spending your money and time on these things? Okay, so there's a lot going on. So let's get some messages for the collective, please, around September 2024. All right, messages for the collective, please. Woo! All right, I got this myself this morning. Divine Feminine. I'm taking this friendship card and this spirit, nature spirits card, karmic path. Here's the new moon again, and divinity. Wow. All right. Courage. I don't usually take this many cards, but they were really speaking to me. Transformation. Truth. So I'm picking up on the energy of someone standing right on a precipice of this new phase of their life. Like the truth is breaking through. They realize, they have the courage to make this shift. What's going on subconsciously is a bit of a divine feminine energy, recognizing that the masculine is showing up. there's some kind of energy of respectfulness. Okay, I don't know why it wouldn't have been that way before, but it seems to me that the masculine may be kind of very in awe of the divine feminine and sort of not really knowing how to approach them in terms of a regular relationship or something like that. So there may be a hint of friendship. This is a good foundation for the connection of the divine feminine, divine masculine. There's something on a karmic path because I feel like that might trigger the divine feminine into feeling like, oh, this person is friend zoning me or something like that. I feel like it might trigger divine feminine. So let's see what the reading is showing me. I'm going to do something a little bit different here. Let's use a for those of you who take my tarot class, let's use a modified Celtic cross. Okay. All right. We got the divine feminine again underneath the 4 of Pentacles. Here's that truth, that Ace of Swords, that 9 of Swords, and the 2 of Wands. This person, okay, so this masculine is holding back. The masculine is definitely holding back from the feminine. And I feel like it's kind of messing with both of your heads. Okay, it's sort of like the masculine feels like they can't connect or they want to connect, but they're afraid. There's some kind of fear around this. And it's because that they know that if they screw this up, if they mess this up, that feminine might go away from them. And so there's a real, so you can see it like how it's manifesting. It might feel a little bit like they're being standoffish, divine feminine, but they're actually really contemplating something very much long-term. The Hierophant, when we have Taurus going retrograde, Uranus going retrograde in Taurus, this is the time when they're really reconsidering what they want to put their time and attention toward. Okay. And there's a truth that needs to come out. I feel like not just the masculine, but from the feminine too. I feel like there's going to be a lot of truth expressed between the two of you. All right. So 3 of Pentacles, collaboration, a spirit of collaboration. I just get the feeling that the feminine might be like, oh, you are coming toward me, but this isn't like this is a physical in terms of us like being friends or doing something together. And like the feminine's like, oh, what? Okay. 3 of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, there's the confusion, the opportunity, Chariot. The opportunity to move forward very quickly is here. Okay. The universe is saying, this is a message from the universe that says, hey, there needs to be a lot of healing going on before the physical union can happen. There's a blended nature here with this 3 of Pentacles though. All right. There's a blended nature of these two. There's the King of Pentacles on the foundation. 9 of Wands. There's still a lot of patterns between the two of you, maybe individually and then between you, that need healing. That's why this is happening. And one of them is a sense of, I feel like the masculine has a strong sense of reverence for the feminine and like has a bit of like feeling that they're not really up to this, or maybe they've just gone through some kind of real change in their lives and they are not healed yet from it. Okay. So that could be the truth too. 9 of Wands, 7 of Wands in the recent past. 9 of Wands, it's like, this is the last test. Before union happens, this is the last test. So I feel like there is going to be some hesitation about speaking truth because there's so much power in the truth. And the masculine may feel a little afraid of saying their truth or speaking their feelings or something like that. Feminine too. Feminine's holding back. I don't want to be too extra here because it seems like this person is having a rough time or whatever, but still feeling like, oh my God, I thought this was just going to come together. Okay. So Magician, 7 of Pentacles, Moon, 10 of Swords. Clarify, please. 3 of Swords, 5 of Swords, and the 3 of Cups. It's okay. And then there's the Two of Cups. So there's a lot of love here. This is not about you, divine feminine. This is not about you. This is about a masculine energy here who has been really dragged. Okay. This masculine energy has been taken through the jumps by another relationship, and they have to, and you might be too, in a different part of your life or something like that, or you might have had a lot of narcissistic abuse or something going on like that. There's something that you have in common that holds you back in your communication about this relationship. Definitely holding you back and not wanting to scare the other person off, not wanting to be too extra, not wanting to say too much, because what if it doesn't match the other person? So there is a sense at first of like, okay, like you don't want to scare off the baby deer. Like you've got to like let them come to you, like you've got to hold your hand out with a carrot and let them come to you. There's got to be some kind of level of trust built here. And I feel like that's what's going to be happening over this September into October timeframe. For the divine feminine, please. Eight of Pentacles, slow and steady wins the race here. Yep, Six of Wands, that's kind of it. Slow and steady wins the race. Justice, yeah, balance, and the Three of Pentacles. Do it. Do the thing that say yes. Keep saying yes to this masculine. Hold your hand out with a carrot. Keep saying yes. I feel like they are really in trouble here in terms of their heart being completely surrounded by a very thick wall. Okay, they've had it with a lot of being manipulated and everything. And so your energy needs to be, you need to be at peace or accept whatever is given here. Okay, and not legit like, okay, I'm holding my hand out, so come close, and then I'm going to grab you. Like legit be in friendship with your masculine. Legit do that. Whatever's being offered to you is offered to you for a purpose. There's something here that is super valuable that if you skip over it and try to go right to the romantic relationship, this won't work. It will bounce off. So your job is to be very authentic and real. You may feel some hurt here. You may, okay? You may feel some hurt. You may feel like, oh, this isn't going the way I want it to go or something like that. Masculine, what is really going on here? Deeply karmic path. Okay, I just looked at that. Eight of Wands. Six of Pentacles. Being called to the spiritual path. Five of Wands. Had a lot of conflict about this. There's the Chariot again. So I feel like this person is holding back from you, divine feminine, is holding back, not rushing forward, not wanting to scare you off. They're also the one who is doing the carrot in the hand. They're also doing that. I feel like they have some kind of reverence for the feminine energy that is kind of, it's like very, very big to them. They recognize how important this is. What don't you see coming? Knight of Swords. King of Pentacles. Okay, that's interesting. Hanged Man and the Queen of Cups. There is some kind of strong transformation as it relates to money here. So when I said to you about Uranus going retrograde in Taurus, Taurus is about our money. Taurus is about what I'm going to lighten this up a little bit. Taurus is about what we value, what we want to hold on to, or what we want to spend more time and treasure on in our lives. That's too much. Okay. King of Pentacles. I almost feel like the masculine is stepping into being the King of Pentacles, gonna feel like they won the lottery. Okay. And maybe there is some kind of real windfall, real financial, what is it about the financial piece of this world, stepping into a new world? Two of Wands, that is a rich man making decisions about their life. Five of Swords, other people, okay, other people are fighting for that. Death, you are no longer in that situation. And the King of Wands. Okay, so I feel like this masculine has come from a place where money was everything and they were used for their money. And so they became very disenchanted with money, or they became very like terrified about having money, or so they're pushing money away. They pushed money away. And it's just because it became such a big deal, and they really don't want that with you. So there's something here that you're building together, but guess what? It's going to be super, super financially successful. So like, go for it, do that. And because it's, it's going to be super financially successful, the masculine is choosing the Ace of Pentacles and not to keep what they've already created. They want to build something with you, Divine Feminine. They're the Magician. They want to build something with you. And wouldn't you know, it becomes super successful. So, wow. So they're stepping into that King of Wands territory. They're leaving behind. It's almost like they need to learn to trust other people. And you are very trustworthy. You're the Empress here. So I just feel like they inherently know that, but there's a lot of healing they need to do. That's right. 10 of Wands. Be careful about codependency on either side of this equation. Next 30 days. Strength, Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Ace of Wands, and the Two of Swords. This is about you guys sort of communing together. Look at that Strength card. I love this Strength card. Riding up behind you, really coming together. The Page of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, there's something childlike here. Remember what I said about Mercury going direct in Leo? There's just this energy of hope and expansion. Wow. Really beautiful energy. Really beautiful energy over the next 30 days. So I'm going to go deeper into this reading. I'm going to get information for each of you, for each of the signs, give you some advice, and see how this comes out. All right. Link is below if you want to continue on with me. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.